So I got into cheerleading when I was really little. We lived in Clear Lake, and I actually joined a little gym that did gymnastics, and they also had a show team. So I got to join the show team, and so I have pictures of me when I was 3 years old. I was the littlest one doing stunts and stuff. It was really funny. But yeah, so that's how I started. And then when we moved here to Cypress, my dad had been a gymnast at one of the big gyms around here, and so he put me into tumbling classes there with some of his old friends, and they recruited me to cheer from there, and then I did it growing up my whole life. I got into coaching a few years later. Some of my coaches had asked me to coach as soon as I turned 15 because that was the age limit to start. And so when I turned 15, they put me in the preschool program, and I taught little preschoolers how to do gymnastics. And then from there, I developed a love for it in high school. And so all 4 years in high school, I started to move around to different programs doing kindergarten, and then I moved into some of the more advanced gymnastics. And then I actually got to start with some cheerleading and tumbling as well, which was really fun. So. So I work a lot with the little flippers and the mini tumblers in this gym. My favorite thing about working with them would have to be just their honesty. So I started working with them just because I had a baby face and I looked too young to be teaching the older girls. So when I was in high school, they were like, no, you need to stay with the little ones. But now I find myself still going back, and I love my little flippers classes. I love my mini tumblers classes. I love the way that they're just so pure in everything that they say, and I don't ever have to like beat around the bush or question them and try to figure out what's wrong with them. They let me know if they need to go to the bathroom right then, it's time to go to the bathroom. Or if they had a bad day, they tell me. I had a kid come up to me and say, yeah, my mom and dad got divorced today. And I was like, okay. But it's just so nice to be able to have open communication with my kids. Like, they just have no shame ever. So the core values are a big part of the reason I was drawn to this gym and why I wanted to work here. I have never been around a cheerleading, gymnastics, tumbling gym at all that professes their faith the way that this gym does. I love the fact that I'm allowed to walk around and tell my kids that I'm praying for them, or if they tell me that they had a bad day, that I can say anything about the Lord and be able to talk to them and share my faith. And so the one that stands out the most to me has got to be being able to glorify God in everything that we do, because I was raised on the idea that everything that I do in my life is for the glory of God, even if it's super simple, like little flippers, tumbling classes like we were talking about, or my cheerleading teams. Like, I think it's really cool that we're able to do things for the Lord, and that we pray before each practice and pray at the end of each practice, and that I'm involved in leading an FCA group here at the gym where I work, and I have a Bible verse on my bulletin board at all times. Like, I think it's really cool. SCA is different to me because when you're looking around at gyms in the area and you see there's always plenty of options no matter what sport that you're doing, but this gym is just so different because of the way that they profess their faith, but also because they don't just stop there. Like, another one of our core values is excellence, and that's so cool to me because you can see either one side or the other being neglected in some places, and here we are able to emphasize both at the same time. So like, I can push my kids really hard, and then at the end of the day say like, I give you grace and I forgive you and I love you and I can't wait to see you next week. And then I just think that's really cool because there's just no place like it.